White flag, 1 lap to go. Look at this. Kurt might get challenged by some of these guys coming up behind him.
He certainly doesn't need to lose those positions.
Jimmie Johnson to second. Jeff Gordon third. Kurt Busch in fifth and trying to hang on to that spot. If he stays there, he wins the title.
You may see a Hail Mary here by the 20 car, right on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon. Don't think he can do it.
Checkered flag is up. Greg Biffle wins the Ford 400 at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Jimmie Johnson and Jeff Gordon finish second and third. It's not going to be enough. Kurt Busch is the 2004 NASCAR Nextel Cup Series champion.
Last lap of the season. Teammates Mark Martin and Greg Biffle fighting for the lead while Tony Stewart tries to hang on to his position to clinch the championship.
This is going to be good off of 2.
This has been Biffle's sweet spot off the second corner.
Mark's there.
He's there.
And I think Mark's been better in 4.
Looks that way.
See if he can pull it off. Boy, Biffle drove in deep.
Will it stick?
Oh, he's sliding up the track.
Out of 4, they come to the line.
Wow.
Greg Biffle wins the race. Watching for Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart is the 2005 NASCAR Nextel Cup Series champion. Last lap of the season. Jimmie Johnson in the 48 car closing in on the championship. Biffle looking for the win. Truex trying to play spoiler up front.
Don't think Truex is going to have enough. Biffle got a really great restart. Too many car lengths.
Biffle going for 3 in a row. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Coming to the finish line. Greg Biffle goes 3 in a row at Homestead. And Jimmie Johnson is the 2006 NASCAR Nextel Cup Series champion.
All right, white flag, last lap, guys. It's been a long year.
Jimmie Johnson in 7th position, trying to battle to get in the 6th spot. Up front, Matt Kenseth, dominant performance by the Wisconsin driver in the final ride with Robbie Reiser, his longtime friend and crew chief atop the box. Reiser will bid farewell and become general manager at Roush Fenway. But what a way to go out as Kenseth comes out of turn 4, and Matt Kenseth will win the season finale at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Remember, guys, that was domination. Let's go burn it down.
Oh, the emotion now. Chad Canals.
It's phenomenal. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
15 seconds, bud. 13-second lead.
Okay, it's a white flag here,
What am I
guys.
looking for, Bob?
6th car. 6th car.
Okay, now the 29 car is in 2nd place, and he is another 13 seconds back. All Carl has to do is just make sure this thing will come around to the finish.
10-second lead now, bud.
Final lap for Carl Edwards, who has led the most laps, trying to coast home with yet another win in 2008.
He's going to make it, guys.
Off of turn
Here
4.
he comes.
Out of turn 4.
Great job. It's running out right now. It's running out right now. We're out again.
Carl Edwards gets his 9th win of the year, and Jimmie Johnson makes history as a 3-time consecutive NASCAR Sprint Cup champion. And Denny Hamlin will take the white flag 1.5 miles away. And there is Jimmie Johnson 1 lap away from making history. So Denny Hamlin will come down the back straightaway. And barring incident, Hamlin will come down and take the checkered flag for his 4th win in 2009. But folks, the story is history being made by a driver, Jimmie Johnson. There comes Hamlin. Open up the history books, folks. On a November night in 2009, Jimmie Johnson is a 4-time Cup winner.
He's going to come up on the white flag lap. There it is. Just one
White
more
flag.
circuit.
He won a good lap.
Nothing any of these guys can do That hammering you hear is the sound of the nail of the final coffin on the Chase contenders' hopes of upsetting Jimmie Johnson.
Got a lot of champagne. Half a lap, bud.
Carl Edwards is going to win the race, but coming through turns 3 and 4, the championship is going to go to Jimmie Johnson. And if you don't think he's going to be one of the greatest, think
You're
again.
looking at the 5-time champion.
You're looking at him.
Yeah! Woo! You guys are the best! Boy.
Tony Stewart.
White flag here, white flag. Bring it home.
Final lap. Stewart and Edwards, first and second. Winner takes the championship.
It's just the most incredible run I've ever seen out of a race car driver, what Tony Stewart has done in this case and tonight.
Yeah, I think it's the best driving I've ever seen, and Carl Edwards did an incredible job too, but this is the man right here, Tony Stewart.
2002, he was the champion. 2005, he was the champion, though striving for someone else. This time, he's an owner driver, and he's become a 3-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion. Tony Stewart wins it.
So we got it? We got it. We got the tiebreaker, baby. Awesome job.
They are 1 lap away as the captain has showed up in his team's pit down from the top of the tower for the final lap. Jeff Gordon leading the race. Brad Keselowski in charge of the championship. After what it's been, it's fair to say, one of the more tumultuous weeks of his storied NASCAR Sprint Cup career. Checker flag and a win at Homestead for Jeff Gordon.
I'm proud of you guys. That was awesome.
And the checkered flag and a NASCAR Sprint Cup championship for Penske Racing and Michigan's Brad Keselowski.
We did it. Great job. What an awesome season.
White flag is up, final lap. Remember, it was in the last race in 2010 when Denny lost the championship to Jimmie Johnson that a lot of folks thought broke his stride for the following year. Had a tough year in 2011. Now Denny's going to end 2013 if nothing goes wrong in this final half lap with a win that just might set him on his stride heading into 2014 after a tough year this year.
Yeah, very well could. What a great performance they've had here today.
Dominated the second half of the race along with Dale Jr., held him off at the end. Checkered flag, career win 23, Denny Hamlin, your winner at Homestead Miami Speedway. Matt Kenseth will finish second, and here he comes, champion for the 6th time, it's Jimmie Johnson.
2013. Yes! Thanks, you guys.
1 lap left to go in the season. We're on the last lap.
One more now, one more.
If the caution comes out now, the race is over. Newman trying to stay with Harvick, trying to find a way around him. 2 more corners to go to a championship for Kevin Harvick. He's going to do it. He's going to win the race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
Holy cow! You are the 2014 Sprint Cup champion. Coming back no matter what, by 20.
One more time around. Kyle Busch missed the first 11 races of the season with a broken leg and a broken foot after an accident at Daytona.
It's by 20.
Down the backstretch. His closest competitor, just a dot in the rearview mirror. Through 3 and 4. No one has battled through as much pain and had as much perseverance as 30-year-old Kyle Busch. Tonight he earns his first Cup title. Kyle Busch, the 2015 NASCAR Sprint Cup champion.
Oh my God!
This time by. White flag in the air one more time around from Miami. Jimmie Johnson has never won at Homestead Miami Speedway, but he's never been in a position where he's had to win for a championship. Down the backstretch he goes. A half a lap away from the championship. Jimmie Johnson through 3 and 4. Make room. Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. There's another 7-time champ. Jimmie Johnson wins his 7th NASCAR Sprint Cup championship. As they come to the final lap. 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. The gap still a half a second. Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch running 1 and 2. For the final time, they'll go down the backstretch. Martin Truex Jr., 12 years in the Cup Series, and his roller coaster career is finally reaching the peak, putting an exclamation point on a near perfect season. Martin Truex Jr. is the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion. This time by 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. 1 lap away from his first Cup Series championship. Joey Logano at 28 years old. Fulfilling a dream.
No threat, man. 1-6 still. Problems ahead. No pressure. No pressure at all.
TJ Majors giving him the information. No pressure at all. Well, he has risen well above the pressure as he comes out of turn number 4 to claim his first ever Cup Series championship. It's Joey Logano who wins. For NASCAR, 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. One more time around. And Kyle Busch, you see him, even as wide as the camera shot got there, nobody around him. What a performance he has put on this evening. 119 laps have been led. Kyle Busch, he's the winningest driver of the decade, and now he is joining elite company. Kyle Busch is going to win his 2nd Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series championship.
Awesome year. Thank you, boys.
1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. One more time around. 1 mile away from a championship for Chase Elliott. He goes down the backstretch for the final time. The 24-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, is about to join his father, Awesome Bill, in elite company. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Ah! Ring that sign, boys! Yes! Awesome! Love you, boys! Love you!
1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank.
Wow, Truex made up a lot of time again in turns 3 and 4. A huge amount of time.
He's closed the gap, the 5. Now sees the 19. He's getting closer in the mirror. Down the backstretch for the final time.
There's going to be a lap car on the inside. Not going to allow Truex to run that low line that he wants to run.
Kyle Larson a year ago watched the race from North Carolina. Today, he's a Cup Series champion.
Oh my God, guys! Yes!
This time by 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. His closest competitor for the race win is Ryan Blaney, a teammate. That teammate has been hungry all year long, but it looks like he's going to have to stay hungry going to 2023 because Logano has been the class of the field all day long. The 32-year-old, Joey Logano, he's already built a Hall of Fame career. Today he etches his name in stone as one of the few to capture multiple championships. Logano is a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. Now, 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank.
White flag here. 1 more.
Chastain looking for the race win. Blaney looking for a championship. Chastain down the backstretch for the final time. Blaney is going to run in his tire tracks. You know, winning is in his family's DNA, and Ryan has just crested the mountain of all wins. Ryan Blaney is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Oh, man. Thank you, guys, man. I'm getting emotional. Thank you, guys, man.